Welcome to the Talking Security podcast. We will talk about items related to Microsoft security. Welcome everyone to a very first episode of the Let's Talk, a new series from the Talking Security podcast. We are thrilled to kick off this exciting journey with all of you. And we can't wait to share our passion for cybersecurity and technology in this format. Fully new. Pouyan, what do you think?
Yeah, Frans, let's talk. The idea is that we create a space where we, as Microsoft security MVPs, but also I think the most important cybersecurity enthusiasts, can dive into the latest trends in cybersecurity with a special focus, of course, on Microsoft technologies and solutions. This is going to be a recurring episode each month where we will break down complex topics, highlight inspiring community projects from follow communities, and bring you insights to help you navigate the ever evolving world of cybersecurity. So,
And
Franz,
and this is just the beginning. And we are ready al- already looking forward to building this series with you and with your input and engagement. For this inaugural episode, the first one, we couldn't think of a better topic than the incredible announcements from Microsoft Ignite 2024. It's just wrapped up. I think it was last week.
yeah,
Ignite was
something.
jam packed with exciting updates, especially in the security space. From multi cloud protection to AI powered threat detection, we'll walk you through the highlights and share our thoughts on what these advancements mean for our industry. What do you think, Pouyan?
It sounds amazing. And to give it a little teaser away, and I think what we will be discussing today will, of course, be a lot of the topics I think, France, we have covered for the last episodes in the different series we had with the Talking Security. We had, of course, our Defender for Cloud series. You had in the past, in the beginning, the Defender for Endpoint and the Office 365, of course. And later we had the whole DevSecOps series, and of course with our MVP security, we covered a lot of the technology. So, and Ignite was a lot of that as well. So for today, we will be talking a lot on Defender for Cloud, APIs, Entra, a lot of new great features, but also on the XDR side, where they have announced a lot of great features, but also on Windows. I know you mentioned a couple, and on MDO as well.
Yeah. So let's dive in. Um, when talking about Ignite, Pouyan, what was for you? Have you ever been at Ignite?
No, I haven't had the chance to visit Ignite before. It's one of the things on my list for to do. To be honest, I saw a lot of people from our friends and community members visit Ignite this year. I was pretty surprised. I didn't expect it, but yeah. And you have you been visited Ignite before?
Yeah, I have there. I've been there a few times. I was there in Chicago. It was
Nice.
this year. It was in Chicago again on the same venue as 2000. What is it? 17 probably. I've been in Atlanta and also in Orlando. So um, that makes three times Ignite. Um, how big the venues are, that's for European people. The venue is awesome, is big. But how bigger the venue, how difficult it sometimes is to catch up and to see sessions and to meet people and so on. So um last few years it was a bit smaller, and I think that was the first time after COVID that it was a bit bigger, so to say.
Mhm.
And I think everyone who I talked with, who was there, was really enthusiastic about the new experience again. So there will be a new one next year. So probably we can visit and see if we can meet up everyone again there. But first, we already did the MVP insights. A little teaser: we will do a local recording on the MVP summit in March with a few other MVPs as well. So let's first do that in Seattle and see if we can catch that.
Yeah.
But
So, what was Ignite this year for you, Frans?
it,
If you
it
would
was
make a recap.
A, AI, a co-pilot. That was the only thing that I was.
What else, huh?
Yeah, I was funny. I saw a I saw a short movie from the keynote that was wrapped up, cropped into 5 minutes, and that was only the words AI co-pilot and another. I think that were the only two words, and from the full intro, from the full keynote, was 5 minutes on AI and Copilot. So
Mm,
only that kind of words. So no, that says all related to what the focus is on Microsoft. So AI advancements and 80 new AI products and features, emphasizing that transformative impact on business operations, so to say. So I think that is one of the most important things from Ignite this year. Any specific for you?
Well, I think yeah, there was of course a lot of AI, but there was also a lot of security enhancements, of course. Different than what we had maybe for the last couple of years. Of course, we were a little bit aware of that, of course, because of the whole MVP program and what we heard earlier this year with the co-pilot for security. But I think one of the greatest, which we will dive in later, I think was exposure management. That's gonna be a playing a big role in the coming period. So yeah, that was for me as well, and I think yeah. Besides that, it's a lot of AI and Copilot. So I'm also looking forward to the next year's summit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
And I
that,
and I saw this week a little sidestep. I saw some announcement from Google regarding quantum computing, but on
yeah,
Ignite, Microsoft did an announcement and a partnership with Atom Computing to offer commercial quantum machines with largest number of entangled logical qubits on record. I think that is important when looking forward to the next period. AI and all the compute that is needed for that. Quantum computing will be more and more important also for the next future. I guess. Um, there are also other two things: multimodal apps, new evaluation capabilities for multimodal apps, including benchmarking and CI/CD integration. And the last
yeah,
one was the partner focus. Satya Nadella highlighted that the importance of partners in the Microsoft vision, emphasizing a platform first and partner first approach. So I guess if we bring it down, all the announcements and updates that are given, I think AI advancements, quantum computing, security announcements, partner focus, and the multimodal apps, that were the most important things
yeah,
for AI this year, I guess.
yeah. And I think to add on that multi-model apps, I think that's a really it is what I like about it is that it shows that Microsoft is searching for new ways of building applications, how the new modern application should be built and integrated. And I think we see that also coming back into the Azure and all kind of solutions within Azure. So I think that's also a really great one that's gonna change and evolve in the coming. But yeah, I mean, the put AI and quantum together, and I think we have a a nice future ahead. So,
I, I think so. Yeah.
Frans, to dive a little bit deeper, because we of course talked about a couple of topics already. We mentioned a couple of stuff that we liked and then that they are announced now. What if we would dive into it? Is it one of the things that you can start with? Like, what was a important topic for you that you saw, and why was it important, and how is it going to impact the
One of
coming
one of
period?
one of the things that really interested me was there's a new initiative on Windows on the Microsoft side, a Windows Resilience initiative. Um, there are a couple of things coming together. I was at the Workplace Ninja Summit in Lucerne last September. I helped organizing that conference. But Paul, one of the PMs, Paul Huybrechts, Dutch PM on the Defender for Endpoint team, was presenting the update rings. I know I may not call that way, probably on Defender for Endpoint. To have the ability to deploy updates, and we can organize that already within Tune, to have a first group of computers that gets the Defender update directly, and that is all regarding the CrowdStrike faulty update that was there last summer.
Mm.
We have seen that there was a uh, terrible, so to say, that CrowdStrike update that was in July, I guess, this year. Um,
And a huge impact it has, right,
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
hospitals, airports, and
And based on that, Microsoft introduced its Windows Resiliency initiative. Um, there are a few things coming together, um, allowing more apps and users to run without admin privileges. Now, we have seen um, that kernel thing that is one of the Rust kernel. That is one of the initiatives that is running already longer and longer. Because when I was in Israel last year, um, the Windows security lead was doing stuff and announcing stuff around the Rust kernel. Um, but going adminless, that is one of the bigger improvements, and that's the way to go. Within that Windows Resiliency initiative, also quick machine recovery is announced. That will be coming in the Windows Insider program early next year.
yeah.
So if there is a faulty update, you have the ability to quick recover your machine. And I think if there is something happening on your Windows machine and you have the opportunity to roll back on different methods, and I think that will really help in the next few months, year, um, to be able to make your business running even if there is something happening.
Yeah. So will this so I that Windows quick recovery, I think a lot of customers wish they had it when it all happened this summer indeed with CrowdStrike. This is also then gonna help customers, for example, when a ransomware attack is happening, to get them back online faster.
Probably, I, when looking at ransomware attacks, when does that happen? When when you look at the Windows machines nowadays, we have overprivileged users, we have overprivileged apps, and insecure credentials that are probably harm your machine. And if someone is taking control on your machine and can use that overprivileged user or app, then it's so easy to do malicious stuff on your machine. As for example, running malware or doing a BitLocker encryption or whatever. If that's not I don't say not possible, but if that's difficult, it takes longer for hackers or attackers to harm your machine, and probably they will leave it and move on to the next hop. So that's one takeaway, I guess. And second, if you look at quick machine recovery, i, I don't know exactly what the features are, but probably it can help if it's on a safe state that is accessible after it's encrypted. But
Mm,
if it's not if it's not accessible and it's also encrypted, yeah, then probably you can use it at that moment.
yeah,
But that was regarding Windows resiliency.
nice.
What was for you one of the key things, announcements at Ignite?
I think one of the most important, and I think a lot, and I know you as well, and a lot of people in the community were really looking forward to. It has been in preview for a really while now, and I think a lot of customers been using it as well, and the community members in preview. And that's the max of exposure management. It's
Finally.
it's it's finally GA. And it shows that, but it is, in my opinion, so beautiful how they have crafted that based on existing, mainly existing data and solutions that were already in Defender or other products, but they brought it together into the exposure management and how they crafted that to create an attack surface management. You can really easily see, okay, that user, how many attack paths are available to attack that user. But that is not only on the user side, it's also on your cloud and multi-cloud infrastructure, but it's also on your applications and your endpoints. So and I think it is gonna help us a lot towards preventing an attack because we know where where our vulnerabilities are, which user, which identity is the most vulnerable or high risk, right? So we now it's much easier to identify, like, okay, a certain user because it has certain permissions or privileges. Um, it's going to be on high. It's on a list of a high severity. In general, we in the past we thought that would be more a static model, right? The IT admins were always more vulnerable, of course, but now you see suddenly people from the organization popping up that have a specific membership of an AD group or something, and with a specific vulnerability on their endpoint, and that sh- gives an attacker the possibility to, for example, attack an web application which is running on Azure. So I think it's gonna, and I hope it's gonna change um, how we are looking, always from a protection side, and from an with Sentinel more from an anomaly detection side towards more preventive side, like and even if we don't prevent it, we know where our weaknesses are.
Yeah.
So if something happens, I mean, that's the first place to look at to start our investigation. Okay, what happened there? And preferably, I mean, you want to have, and you have a lot of great features in there as well. You can add it, for example, with your own ETSM platform to enrich it with more data. And there are a couple of integrations available at the moment, but more will be coming hopefully in the coming period as the product's going to grow. Um, and it gives us also the opportunity to enrich that data. So maybe a certain user isn't that high risk based on the data we have from the identity, but maybe that a specific asset is much more important for us based on certain configuration in our ITSM tool, where we manage that asset as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Max, but we can have a whole session about it. I think a lot of, and I think you too. You have. I mean, I know a lot of people were looking. So I think this is going to hopefully change, and it would be really nice if this is gonna also this output gonna integrate in other solutions as well, because I think it can really help incident responders and other team members as well when they are diving into a lot of the challenges we have today. S-
When looking at some others, Defender for Office,
Yeah.
um, yeah, one of the key things that was for me takeaway is the focus on small and medium business,
Mm.
um, especially in the security space. So what they announced was AI powered email protection for SMBs and new partner initiatives. That means that the new, yeah, what is it called, the new LLM, the large language models, the LLM powered email analysis and filtering for Defender for Office, that will be enrolling for Defender for Office 365 Plan 1, and that's including Microsoft 365 Business Premium. But also, they announced the integration of Defender for Business and Microsoft Entra with Huntress. Huntress managed
Mm.
detection and response. And I think when you look at Huntress, what they do with their SOC capabilities, that is really huge in SMBs, and I think that will definitely help embracing the small and medium business customers. They did also some training and readiness initiatives with Arrow and with TD Synnex, and I think that really helps from a training perspective, and that's more or less on the Defender for Business part. And last but not least, um, MISA, the Microsoft Intelligent Security Association, MISA.
Yep.
Microsoft SMB verified solutions on Meta. So if you have probably an MSP or delivering services specific for SMBs, you can be verified. And the first two partners are Blackpoint Cyber and Huntress. And I think that is a huge enhancement. Looking at the ecosystem where Microsoft is playing a big role in SMBs, I think that helps really, really well and also I think in the Netherlands where we're based, the small and medium business area is huge.
Yeah, definitely, and I think in the Netherlands they already have started with some programs for SMBs as well. I know
Yeah,
some program partner managers from the Netherlands that are really actively doing great work to get more focus on that SMB.
yeah,
And I think definitely this type of security, this type of security over your email, because I think at the end that's one of the first entry points for your organizations.
yeah.
Making that available for small mediums is great. And
And yeah, one other thing. How many agents do you have deployed for Defender for Endpoint, Defender for Identity, for all the defenders? How many agents do we have? Do you know?
mm, no, just give me
Two.
the name.
We have definitely we have the Defender for
Defender for
Endpoint,
everything.
yeah, the Defender for Identity, the Defender for IoT,
Yeah,
Defender for OT,
yeah,
uh, data loss prevention has also an agent. So we will have the new unified agent, and there
right.
is that's announced that covers Defender for Endpoint, Defender for Identity, OT, the- and and data DLP, so data loss prevention. So they will be combined into one single agent that talks to Defender XDR, and yeah, I think that is really really great because nowadays it's yeah, looking forward to have that agent, because nowadays we need to move into Defender for Endpoint, have that download that agent, install that
Yeah.
Defender for Identity, download and install, and everyone has a different agent, different capabilities, and that's combined into one. And I think that from a management perspective, that will really help.
Yeah, that sounds really amazing. I mean, it's the same approach they did with Azure Monitoring Agent as replacement with OMA, of course. I mean, we
Yeah.
had in the past on the server side also a lot of agents for everything, um, which is now AMA, and AMA decides. Is it also working on based on plugins that it was already in the product and it's based on features that's enabled? Do you know that?
Don't know that exactly at the moment.
We will figure that all out because this news is all pretty, as you said, it's a 1 week old. So we have
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the Christmas holidays coming up to dive more details. So from
before before diving into Sentinel and Defender for Cloud, one other update that is on Entra,
yeah,
the secure service edge. So within Microsoft, we have already private access, so you can set up your VPN to your own local resources, but also internet access, so you
mhm,
can monitor and cover all the communication that's done to your Office 365 environment, and uh, other stuff as well. They enhanced that with a few other things. Um, so you now have quick access. That's that was already there, but you have the ability to onboard private apps at the moment. App discovery is in public preview, makes it easy to discover all your private apps. If you have apps installed and they are communicating with the internet, then that's running to Entra secure access, then you have the ability. This is all regarding Entra private access. You have private DNS in public preview at the moment, and connectors for Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, and that makes it easier to deploy your private network connectors into that kind of stuff if you're using that.
mhm,
Um, Entra Internet Access, the universal continuous access evaluation. That is one of the capabilities of conditional access, and that supports now also Entra Internet Access. And we have TLS inspection. That's in private preview at the moment. Um, yeah, I think really powerful enhancements for yeah security service edge that helps to deploy local resources, but also internet access. So zero trust networking will be available at the with the full stack that is available today.
mhm. Amazing. Yeah, that sounds really. As have you been working on any edge solutions?
Yeah, yeah. I've implemented it for a few customers at the moment, and I think looking at Zscaler, all that kind of solutions that are running for years,
Yeah.
um, they have a competitor with
I
this.
really,
Yeah,
definitely when comes to the global side of Microsoft, of course, I think it's
yeah.
huge. But with Entra ID being, as I think, can you say Entra ID being the powered by Entra ID? Yeah, right.
It's powered by Entra ID, but
Yeah.
years ago we had the TMG forefront, that kind of
Oh yeah.
stuff. Yeah, with
Okay.
Entra,
Very good.
with Entra Secure Service Edge, they are replacing that kind of capabilities, but they are extending that into yeah, zero trust networking. So what Zscaler does, what the other competitors does, we have the full functionality based on Entra, and you know Entra, Entra ID app proxy. or Azure AD App Proxy that we are using in the past. That's the same agent. That's the same capability that's used for secure service edge. It's built on that
Mhm.
agent, and they extend that with all the capabilities that are available today.
Wow, sounds really really amazing. I think it does fit in the whole model what you said about MDO, unified agent, and definitely
Yeah,
the
yeah,
distributed edge solutions. Everything is fitting all together. But on top of it, of course, the Defender stack. Yeah,
definitely, definitely.
cool.
When looking at Sentinel Defender for Cloud, are there any announcements to cover?
Definitely, and a couple. And for Sentinel. I took two. What I thought was is really interesting to mention. Because in the past there was a lot about the whole integration of threat intelligence into Sentinel and how that should be. And with Ignite, Microsoft announced a new threat intel platform within the Sentinel as a connector as well. And this new capability supports the new sticks objects. So it's more. It's we are not talking about anymore the IPs or file hashes, etc. It's also the layers above that, the threat actors themselves, the identities, the attack patterns that and the relations. So what happens is that we are transforming that solo IP that was maybe coming from a list of intelligence, all kind of, and we are giving them more body, and we are forming it, and then we creating like, okay, to which organization does it belong? To which actors does it belong? And what kind of attacks do they have? So we are creating a more and better platform. I think that will help the growth and the usage of the threat intel much more for the. I mean, the big enterprise are using it on a different level, but more the SMBs as well. And a different one is, of course, the whole integration with unified SOC, which is amazing. I mean, the whole shift that Microsoft making to make Sentinel available also from the XDR platform.
Yeah.
It
What
gives
what what's the difference with unified SOC, Sentinel, and Defender XDR?
so what was in the past is that we had the Defender XDR, and we always said it's endpoint, identity, data, and applications. And then we had our Defender for Cloud, and we had SIEM as the and Sentinel as the platform to attach everything together. And now what we see is the move that Microsoft is making to bring those platforms into Defender XDR portal, um, that unifies everything to look the same, integrate much better. For example, once you have unified SOC enabled from your Defender XDR, you can hunt. You can go to advanced hunting in Defender portal, and from there search in your Defender table, so your endpoints, your cloud apps, tables that are filled with data, but you can also query the tables available to you in your Microsoft Sentinel workspace. So this creates a unified platform where you don't need to, as a hunter or an incident responder, to go from one platform to one platform. And we also see like the incidents and alerts being synchronized into the between the two port platforms, much better level. So, for example, if you have an incident in Sentinel, it is synchronized to XDR, but it's also enriched and mapped based on the XDR or Defender logic, to find out, okay, is this a multi-stage attack? Does it belong to any other alerts that are there in the platform? And so there's a lot of features coming there, and the same is happening with Defender for Cloud, of course, as well. And what they announced also at Ignite is that this new whole experience for Microsoft Sentinel customers will be also embedded the security copilot experience.
Yeah, but That you need an extra license for that.
You need an extra license for a lot of things.
You need to pay for it.
Yeah. So yeah, the unified SOC with the embedded security co-pilot definitely sounds more logical. I mean, what I mentioned is what Sentinel we all tried the co-pilot for security, and we know that for the integrating that the right way, you needed to create logic apps to build some kind of API integration, and with this, it's all embedded in one experience, one portal, one platform. So I think feature resilience wise, much logical step from Microsoft to have that there as well.
And
And
looking at the time,
yeah,
I will suggest take one topic to finish up.
so Defender for Cloud is a big topic, and I think one of the big, most recurring topics that we have in our all our episodes it's API security everywhere. I mean, I hope we all know what the severity in there are. And with Ignite, Microsoft also announced that the whole API security posture capabilities will be natively integrated into Defender for Cloud security posture management. So this way, Microsoft is providing security teams with visibility and remediation tools to quickly address API driven app security risks. So, for example, you have an API in Azure API management, and there are Microsoft scans that for you, and there are any vulnerabilities or misuses detected in there. That will be automatically classified and visible in Defender for Cloud. So based on that, you can. And this is going to be something it's gonna help organization a lot in getting in control of their API posture, but also make exploitable attacks much better visible. So those are, I think, for me. Uh,
A lot of announcements are coming
yeah, and the list
quickly.
goes on, Frans, but we needed to choose. I think one of the things maybe we need to say we didn't cover it. Purview. Um,
Data security was one of the important topics, but we let others take that
yeah,
for granted.
yeah, it was I think it's a good, but definitely we will share the link, of course, to the book of news where
Yeah,
all this kind of new innovation is mentioned. But definitely take a look at the Purview. Purview is going to be a big player, definitely with the whole Copilot integration in a
yeah,
couple of
yeah,
years.
absolutely. To let's finish this topic off. All the announcements. So next month we will be back and we will take care of the new updates that probably announced at Ignite, and they are GA or live. So we
Yeah.
will take a look back at that kind of topics also. Um, next thing within the Let's Talk is the community spotlight. What we have one event that was a community event that is spotlighted. Why did we choose that one?
Well, why we choose that one? Because I think we both agree it was a great, and it was co-hosted and organized by you, Frans, as well. So the quality was good. No, I think it's Costa Con. It was a great event for a Friday evening. Even you guys went through.
Yeah,
Take us
Johnny
through. What was it, Costa Con, for you?
Johnny Castaldi, Alex Verbone hosting KQL Cafe
Yeah,
every month. I start talking about KQL, and they have initiated KustoCon, a full day, afternoon, evening of learning and presenting about KQL. So we had different, and I helped them to stream that online. It was an online event. Um, so Olaf Hartung was there, Betjan Pals, Matthias Borg, Fabian Bader, Henning Rauch from Microsoft, who is leading the Custo Detective Agency. and also Alex and Johnny, and they are presenting different sessions on um, what KQL is, where it come from, the story, threat hunting with KQL, lateral movement paths using KQL graph semantics. That was Fabian. Kusto approach to unified audit log from Betjan, and detection engineering, the rabbit holes, Olaf Hartung. A really awesome session and dived deep and deep and deep into KQL and how to realize stuff. So that was really great. I helped them to stream that. So all the sessions are recorded. And you can find them. I will place the link in the description. You can find them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go to KQL Cafe. There's a playlist on CustoCon 2024, and you can see all the recordings there. Yeah, it was an awesome event.
Yeah, and great initiative from community. I think they really built it on them themselves. Did a really hard, and everybody did all the great guys. Yeah, guys that you mentioned. The fact that they took the time to be part of this and the travel and everything. So yeah, it was I think one of the best new born community events for this year. So
Definitely.
to round this up. What um, other events are we? So we had Ignite.
Yeah,
Do
I think
we
that was one of the most important ones.
today?
There
We
were
had
there were a lot of
AI
sorry.
days. Today is the AI days in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands, we have the AI Community Day.
Yeah,
We had some other,
events as
especially in
well.
the Netherlands, we had the security meetup.
Yeah,
Azure Platform Engineering was an XXL meetup where I also participated in and helped the video recordings. Um,
in a
globally,
monkey zoo it was, right?
sorry.
In a monkey zoo it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
organized,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
It was in Apenhul.
yeah,
That's in the Netherlands. It's a zoo for especially for monkeys. It
yeah.
was really awesome. Um, don't know exactly what global um, events we had. Not that much. I know there was a security ninja in Switzerland. I saw one of my friends was presenting over there last month.
Yeah.
But I really look forward to March next year. The MVP summit is coming up. Yeah, and if you are listening and you know events that needs to covered in this section in the event roundup, please let us know. Hit us on socials. We are on Blue Sky X. Maybe not anymore, but I'm just moving into Blue Sky. That's more than good from technology perspective, but definitely on LinkedIn or on email. Please reach out
Yeah.
and probably we can cover your event next time.
Yeah.
Um, then, not last, one of the last topics that we need to cover is a geeky element. You call that. So in the next one, we will do some trivia. So we will have a question that you need to answer on the socials, and then probably we have some giveaways for you if you hit the right button, so to say.
Yeah.
But for this time, let's introduce that next year when we do our next recording. Uh, when you look back at this year, what was the most important community thing for you?
The community. That's a
Yeah,
good
that's
one.
that's that's what we all do.
Yeah. Um, I think I saw a lot of. I think I saw a lot of what we also see with Microsoft, but we saw that in the community as well. Integrations, let's call it that. A lot of great content and a lot of great community members started working together actively
Yeah,
a lot on new solutions. I think that is boosting the community a lot. On some, I know some of the people. like Sami and others are doing really great work regarding the SOAR capabilities, for example, on the community side. And I saw also the reach out, where when we had in the summer in the incident with that the wrong update in the antivirus that broke the half of the world, let's say. A lot of reach out from the community. The community was really reaching out to organizations like, how can we help? I think that was a takeaway as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
those two. And yours?
yeah, a lot. Organizing Experts Live, Workplace Ninja Summit,
Yeah,
Workplace Ninja Meetup here in the Netherlands. Doing all the recordings with you and with Sander within the Talking Security.
yeah,
Doing the MVP Security Insights was a lot of fun. So a lot of traction on the podcast, on other community elements, working together, doing some video stuff. So I think when I look back at this year, it was again a lot of community. Um, so my voice is here a lot, probably, and that's good. Um, Gives me a lot of energy to do that, and really looking forward to next year to introduce the second series, the second part of the MVP Security Insight, where we will meet the other security MVPs that we have invited already. So we will send out an email shortly to them, so the recordings will be done early January, so we can publish that.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I really look forward to next year to see what we can organize, what we can give back to the community, and help others to present probably firsthand, first time, and helping the new kids on the block to get there. I really look forward to that. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think we also grow as a platform more. But talking security, we had multiple series going on. I think that's a
yeah.
really great to see, and I think the DevSecOps series that we are also continuing next year. So that will be we will be announcing on that as well. We have a great program for that worked out. Very early in the morning.
Yeah,
uh,
that's
so
driving the car, but yeah, that was good. Um, Looking back at this recording, we mentioned the a lot of announcements that are announced at Ignite. So the book of news, Ignite 2024 book of news. The link will be, yeah, you can find it in the description, and I think that's really good to read that. Um, Interaction. What do you
yeah,
think?
please.
How can we get the community into this?
You can reach us on the channels that Frans already mentioned, on X, LinkedIn, um, personal accounts, or our organization account. Tell us what Ignite announcements excited you the most, or what security challenge you are tackling right now. Um, if you are working on a great project that you are looking for more awareness for, or you want to show it to the community as well, reach out to us. More than happy to bring you on the show or on the discuss that topic for you. Um, Signing
I
off for
think
this year, Frans.
I think that's it. If you have any comments, feedback, whatever, or you want to be in the show with a specific topic, reach out to us. And I say, um, nice holiday for the end of the year, and let's meet each other next year in 2025. So stay safe, stay secure, and let's keep the conversation going. See you early next year in the second version of the Talking Security. Let's talk.